Get to know Oracle Blue. They are a Nashville Neo-Soul and R&B band making their mark and big moves in the music industry. We chat about their musical inspirations and their new single, Herbal Tea. Oracle Blue, welcome to the show.
Thank you
for having us.
I have Zach Douglas. You do playback engineering. You play the trumpet. You're on the keys. You're doing production. And then Liz Kelly, you're doing vocals, guitar, production. Such creative people. My goodness. Please tell me about your start in music. What were your early influences?
For me, I grew up in a very musical home. Both of my parents are professional musicians. So I started singing in the back of the van with my parents, doing 4-part harmonies. And then my dad taught me guitar lessons from around middle school, and then went on to college to study music, where we met.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, my grandmother was just a music lover, and then always had music in the house. And then I came up through like the middle school, high school band programs, playing trumpet, and then went to college as an orchestral player first, and then transferred to the school where we met, where I started pursuing commercial music and jazz studies.
Awesome. You said you all met in college. How long have you performed together? And then 2, how did you meet in college? Is it just like, hey, we have classes together? Did you meet in a music room? Like, how did this collaboration start?
Yeah. So we met. So the band used to meet without Liz as like a little jazz combo for about a year. And one day, me and one of the other members was walking through the hall, and Liz was singing duets with one of her friends in the hallway, and we just kind of ran over and said, "Hey, we've got this jazz combo thing going on. You wanna do this?" And so we started rehearsing weekly, and without a teacher, it was just kind of like an elective, let's get together and play music for funds and for 1 credit.
Yeah. Yeah, it ended up turning into a lot more than we ever could have imagined, because that became our band after college, and we got to perform at some jazz festivals and do a little traveling, which was really, really honestly mind-blowing to me, because it was something that we had all just kind of done for fun.
Mm-hmm.
I love that so much. Why the name Oracle Blue? What was the inspiration?
So we chose it because music is something sort of spiritual to everyone involved, even though it's spiritual in different ways, like very personal and emotional. And so we chose the name Oracle because it means different things to different people, even through different religions and different mindsets. But just kind of having like a visual aspect to the music and an emotional and personal connection. And then blue just because of blue notes in jazz and blues.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, as a Nashville music band, how would you describe your sound? And what's your creative process like with that sound?
We definitely fall into more of the, soul, neo-soul, R&B genre of music, which there's a surprising amount of here in Nashville, contrary to, outside perception. And the creative process for us is primarily working on things separately until, we feel confident enough to sharing them with each other. And then, the endless back and forth begins.
What do you say, Liz? You agree wholeheartedly?
Yeah, and we both produce, and so a lot of times one of us will have an idea and then sort of make a demo on our own computers, even though we're both working out of the same room. I would say both of us are still kind of private throughout the creative process until we feel like it's worth sharing. But then it's pretty collaborative.
Mm-hmm.
I like the one extreme to the next. I like how you kind of hoard your creativity.
Yeah.
It's mine, but then you get to like really, really, expand the idea, flesh it all out and tweak it in the way you want it before you present it. And then together, it sounds like you all work really well together. So I actually like that, the level of thinking. What inspires your lyrics and melodies? Are you the Do you ever write any lyrics, Zach?
I've written some lyrics, but I always find myself writing them from the perspective of Liz. Like I try and pretend I'm Liz. And then right. And then I send them to her and she fixes them.
Okay.
Makes them better, makes them more Liz-like as she is.
Nice. Let's talk about your single, Herbal Tea, and its timely and important message on mental health.
Yeah. So it sort of stemmed from watching this documentary called The Social Dilemma, which dives into the mental effect on the mental health, outcome of social media, and also the monetization of our attention that corporations are, how they're profiting off of our attention through advertising, through social media. And basically, the way that the algorithms are set up is to keep us on our phones and keep us engaged at all times, to the point of polarizing us against each other and making this huge divide between people who maybe we have fundamental disagreements, but if we were to talk in person about it, we could probably find some common ground. So.
Find a way to exist in the same room.
Yeah. So that after watching that documentary, we both put our phones on Do Not Disturb for a few days and deleted a bunch of apps. And that song just sort of got stuck in my head. I just heard it. And basically the message is just to figure out how to focus on yourself, figure out how to focus on the business that pays you, focus on things that are important, find peace, maybe take a little time to just sit with your thoughts, and yeah.
I think it's really timely, in the wake of COVID, where a lot of people are home quarantining and finding self and a lot of self-reflection. So it's a very, very, very doubly timely message. I read that the single features one of Prince's bassists, who's also performed and produced with artists like Neo, Mac Miller, and other award-winning artists. I mean, how was that collaboration with someone who has, worked with a big Prince?
I think he was the last bassist for Prince, which is, tragedy, but he himself is incredible. The collaborative process was pretty hilarious. So we had met him in Philadelphia of 2019 and just kind of stayed in touch and asked him, hey, if we have a song, would you be down to play on it? We shot him a version of the song, hey, this is one of the ones we're thinking about. Let us know if you like it, and we'll send you one with the bass taken out and you can track. And a day or two later, he just shoots back his bass part, and that was the whole, just hey, here it is.
Yeah.
And so it was really exciting because we were waiting to find out if he even liked it, and then all of a sudden,
he's on it.
And we got him to send us a video of him. He's a pretty eccentric character. If you look him up, it's amazing. And we got him to send us a video of him just being himself to do a cameo on our music video, and that was really, really fun.
I think it's pretty inspirational on your part, though, because I think that's what life is about, taking those chances, shooting your shot. What if you didn't? What if you never sent that? You took the chance, and then he took it a step further. Not only do I like it and I agree to do it, but I've done it. I've completed it. So for anybody watching, always take chances for the things that you care about. So that's awesome. And then I also read that you opened up for Grammy Award-winning artist Lalah Hathaway after winning a contest. Where was this contest? And how was that experience for you?
It was life-changing. That was something else that the contest was just via Instagram hashtags, and you had to so it was for her album release tour for her Honestly album back in 2018, and she decided that instead of bringing an opener with her on tour, she would pick up-and-coming artists from every city that she was touring through. So you just had to hashtag, I want to open for Lalah, and then the closest city to you. So I went through, and I think I had posted maybe 20 or 30 videos just trying to get on her wavelength. But we didn't even find out until 2 days before the shows. And we actually got to open for her on 2 of her performances in North Carolina. But I called Zach after I got the email screaming, and I think that I almost had a heart attack. But it was one of the most incredible experiences of my musical career.
Yeah, we can trace most successes that we've had in some way, shape, or form back to that instance. It was pretty incredible, the role that she played in not only some of our most fond successes, but also in like us as people, showing us how to be an artist.
Yeah, and her band as well was just so full of information, very giving. They really took the time to give us some advice that I think shaped the moves we would make for the next several years.
I love how passionate you are about your art. It's like you're a little baby. You take such good care of it, and it's exuded in the music. It's exuded in your lyricism, your melodies, your instrumentation. Everything comes through the songs. So I love how passionate you are, and I wish you nothing but great success. You all are an inspiration to me to just to do what you love and do everything that you can to get closer to that your dreams. So it's absolutely beautiful. What are you looking forward to in the new year?
We've got the single coming out on February 12th, and we've got a few other collaborations in the works, as well as working out the remainder of a full-length album. And hopefully, I don't want to jinx anything, but I would really like to play some live shows this year.
Same. Yeah, I'm hoping that those, at least in some sort of safe capacity, we can perform with a live band again, because I think that's definitely our
that's our roots.
Yeah, favorite place in the world.
Well, there's always a will, there's always a way. 6 feet apart, I think you can get it done. If anyone is interested in checking out your music or following your journey, what's the best way to connect?
We're on Facebook, Instagram, everything, at Oracle Blue.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you as my special guest on the Shondria Show, and I wish you grand success in the new year. Thank you. I can't wait to share this. Okay, bye.